guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Catherine with The Perfect Place to Start, and today I have 4 high-end carrot DIYs to share with you, so let's get started. The first project we're going to make is these plaid carrots, and we're going to start out with these styrofoam cones that I got at Michael's and some plaid blue fabric that I picked up at the Dollar Tree. So I just start gluing my fabric to the cone, and as I'm gluing it to the cone and getting it to stick to my cone, I realized I should have cut my fabric in a diagonal. So if you're going to recreate these, just make sure before you roll it onto the cone that you cut it in a diagonal shape. Once I have it glued onto the cone, I'm going to take this onion grass that I got at the Dollar Tree, and I'm going to stick it in the top of the carrot. I decided to go ahead and use 2 of the onion stems per carrot. I think it gives it a really nice full look. Depending on your preference, you could use 1 or you could use more and fill it in if you wanted to. Once I have my onion stems in there and I've kind of fanned them out the way I like them, I'm going to take the Spanish moss that I picked up at the Dollar Tree, and then I'm going to glue the Spanish moss all around the exposed part of the cone. Another option to glue underneath the grass might be the reindeer moss that they sell at the Dollar Tree. That would also give it a really nice, fun look. Once I'm gluing the Spanish moss in, I make sure that it's really full in there so that you can't see any of the cone or the white part showing through, and then once I have that completed, this project is finished. Today, as part of the Carrots Galore hop, I have gathered together some of my friends from YouTube, and we will all be using carrots in our DIYs for today's hop. Make sure you go down in my description box and hop on over to the next video. Make sure you comment on each video to be entered into our hop. You have a week to comment, and then we will pick a winner to win our $60 Amazon gift card giveaway. So good luck and happy hopping! For this DIY, we're going to be using these 3 little bags that I picked up at Michael's, and we're going to stuff them with some batting. I just stuffed them all the way till it got to about the green part, and then I just cinched them with the ties that were already included in the bag and tied them off with a bow in the front. Next, I took this spring sign that I got at the Dollar Tree and I just started painting it with some white Waverly chalk paint. I added in some cashew chalk paint, and I just kept blending until I got it to look the color I wanted it to look. Next, I took some buttons that I picked up from the Dollar Tree in their colorful button container, and then I decided to go ahead and glue those onto the front of the carrots. So I'm going to go ahead and glue the carrots down on the sign first, and as you can see at the top, I just used those handles that came with the bag to tie the bow for the carrot, and I think the handles turned out super cute as the bow. Like, these were really cute bags. I kind of wished I'd picked up some more. So like I said, we're just going to glue them onto the sign, and then we're going to take those kind of off-white colored buttons and we're going to glue them into the center of the carrots. Once I do that, I go ahead and add the twine back at the top of the sign for the hanger, and then I decided that the sign was looking a tad bit plain, so I decided to take this orange ribbon that I also picked up at Michael's. I just tied a regular shoelace bow, glued it onto the bottom of the sign, and then took another button from that button container from the Dollar Tree and glued it into the middle of the ribbon, and then this project is complete. For this project, I took one of these bunny signs from the Dollar Tree and I'm just going to flip it over and make it a shadow box. I start by painting it with the white Waverly chalk paint, and then again I add the cashew and the elephant paint to blend it all together until I get the look that I want. Next, I'm going to take one of these carrot ornaments that they have at the Dollar Tree, and I'm just going to put some Mod Podge on it, and I'm using these plain orange napkins. They're kind of a pastel color, so I was hoping to get like a pastel looking carrot. So I go ahead, paint on my Mod Podge only on the carrot part, and then just attach my napkin. And then after I make sure that it's glued on there really good, I'm just going to trim the excess part of the napkin off, and then I'll put some Mod Podge around the side of the carrot and kind of fold over any kind of edges that might be left. Fold them down so that they are just along the side of the carrot. Next, I take my celery chalk paint and I paint the top of the carrot for where the greenery would be, and I go ahead and give it a couple coats. Next, I take this ribbon from Michael's and I just go ahead and put a stripe of this ribbon in between the orange and the green part of the carrot, just to give a little bit of added fun to the carrot. Next, I take my same button container from the Dollar Tree and I find 3 orange buttons in there, and I'm just going to glue them down to the bottom of the carrot in a little row. Next, I take one of those tumbling tower blocks from the Dollar Tree and I'm going to glue it to the back of the carrot just to give it a 3D dimension look in my shadow box. If you're new to my channel and you're liking today's video, I would love it if you went down and hit that subscribe button and became a part of my YouTube family. Once we have that glued in place, we're going to take some of this same ribbon that we put on the carrot, and we're going to make a simple bow on top of the carrot where the hole is from the ornament. And all I'm going to do is crisscross the ribbon, glue the pieces down onto the carrot, and then I'm going to fold the top over and glue that onto the two pieces that are already folded there, and that gives me a simple bow. To finish off the bow, I take another one of those buttons from the button container and I glue it into the middle of the bow. I do go ahead and decide to dovetail the ends of this ribbon where I just fold them over and cut at a diagonal to give it a more high-end look. To finish this shadow box, I go ahead and take some more of that ribbon and I just glue a piece on each side of the box. Once my ribbon is on there, I decide to take a few more of the buttons from the button container and glue them to each corner of this shadow box. Once I've done that, then this project is complete. For this DIY, I'm taking one of those Easter signs from the Dollar Tree. I got this one last year and I'm just going to cover it with the white Waverly chalk paint, some agave chalk paint, and kind of blend those in together. This sign I picked up at the Dollar Tree this year and I'm just going to do that same process with the white Waverly chalk paint. I go ahead and add in some cashew and then I finish it off with the elephant chalk paint. Once I have the pieces all completely painted, I'm going to go ahead and glue them onto the main Easter sign, the long Easter sign. I really liked this smaller Easter sign. I like the edges of it. For some reason it reminded me of driftwood, and so I just really like the design. So I go ahead and glue all three pieces onto this main sign. Once I have the pieces glued on, I'm taking these napkins that I got at the Dollar Tree and I'm decoupaging them onto these ornaments that I also got at the Dollar Tree. Once I have them glued on there and they have dried a little bit, I go ahead and cut off the excess napkin, and then I put some Mod Podge around the sides of it and I fold those down. Next, I'm taking the grosgrain ribbon from the Dollar Tree and I'm just going to glue a simple bow at the top of each one of these ornaments. To create the simple bow, I just crisscross the ribbon, I glue it onto the top of the ornament in the middle of where I crisscross them together, and then I fold down the top and glue that to where I glued it already in the middle, and that makes a simple bow. I found 3 matching buttons in the button jar, so I go ahead and I glue those to the middle of these ribbons. They were kind of a shiny, like metallic color button. They were really pretty, and I thought that they kind of gave a really nice accent to the colors that are in the sign. I do go ahead and glue a ribbon at the top of the sign, and then this project is complete. Let me know in the comments below which one was your favorite. Don't forget to go down to my description box and click on the next video in the hop. As always, wherever you are in your journey is a perfect place to start, and I will see you guys in the next video.